Hi everybody, this is the Prospect Hut, the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the people's champion, your host, and of course, welcome back to the Prospect Hut. And hopefully this video also on Facebook, and this will be going on Facebook as well. So if you're on Facebook for the Baseball Hut, Prospect videos go on there. So it's a little bit of a different thing that I have. Basically everything will be on there for you Met fans. And of course, we have a new thing on here. We have subscriptions on here for anybody willing to help out your host on Facebook. So thank you very much in advance. And of course, I'll do shout outs for you, become a subscriber. So here we go. This is what happened on Tuesday. The big news on Tuesday was that the St. Lucie Mets tossed a combined no-hitter. Unbelievable. First time they've done that in a long time. You wanted to watch some minor league wins. Forget about the major league teams. Terrible performance against the Cardinals. You're only in luck if you watch the St. Lucie Mets as every other level lost their game. Oh my God. It's been a real struggle at times for this for the Mets organization, every team down there. But they picked up a little bit better. They've been a little bit better of late. St. Lucie combined for a no-hitter, and that was pretty much all the positives from the Mets farm on Tuesday. Boy. The Buffalo Bisons defeat the Syracuse Mets 7-2. Excuse me. Nick Morabito went 0 for 3. Ryan Clifford went 0 for 2. Karen Parada went 1 for 2 with a home run. Runs scored an RBI. Syracuse Mets offense was largely quiet today, garnering only 2 runs on 6 hits with zero walks. Ryan Clifford continues to struggle while Kevin Parada has continued his hot streak. The game was called after only 5 innings, so the Syracuse Mets never got a chance to try to claw back. Oh boy. Now, this is the thing about Ryan Clifford. He strikes out a ton. I don't know what's going on with him. And Kevin Parada, what the hell has happened to him? The guy struggled with the minor leagues, and now he's in AAA. He's tearing it up. On the mound, Jonah Tom pitched 4 innings, gave up 5 hits, 4 earned runs, 4 walks. That's not going to cut it, and 4 strikeouts. And he didn't look great. And he had 2 performances here with the Mets a couple weeks ago. He looked good, and then in the last start, his last appearance, he was terrible. Daniel Duarte pitched an inning, gave a hit, 2 earned runs, a walk. Zach Peak pitched 2/3 of an inning, gave a run, 2 hits, 2 strikeouts. John Tom pitched on longer than usual rest and had a weird start. His velocity was down, but more concerning than that was his induced vertical break on his fastball was not just down. It was legitimately bad. Tom has usually averaged 19 to 20 inches of break, but today averaged 15.5. It is possible some of those fastballs were cutters that got confused as fastballs and did top out at 19.7 inches of IVB, but this is something to watch. A misclassification would also explain why his fastball velocity was down while every other pitch was either the same or up. On the plus side, his new curveball slider slurve pitch continues to look better from the new arm slider. He didn't look great his last start for the Mets. In Double-A Binghamton, the Roma Ponies lost to the Somerset Patriots 10-2. Got crushed. Jacob Reimer went 1 for 3 with runs scored. Had a good May, had a terrible April. Chris Suarez went 0 for 3. Eli Serrano III went 0 for 4. The Rome Ponies' offense was quiet today, amassing only 2 runs on 2 hits and 5 walks. Jacob Reimer continued his hot streak to June, logging another hit. Chris Suarez continues to look like a 3 true outcome player, while Eli Serrano continues to struggle. What's a 3 guy? A guy who strikes out a lot, hits home runs, and walks. R.J. Gordon pitched 3 1/3 innings, gave up 3 hits, 4 runs, 3 earned runs, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts. Douglas Orellana pitched up 1 2/3 innings, a hit, a walk, and 2 strikeouts. Dan Hammer got hammered in 2 innings, gave up 3 hits, 2 earned runs, 3 strikeouts. Brian Metalor pitched an inning, gave 2 hits, 4 runs, 0 earned. So the Mets played poor defense in this game, I would assume. And 3 strikeouts. R.J. Gordon continues to struggle heavily and is now up to a 9.19 ERA. Ugh. That sucks. And High-A Brooklyn. The Cyclones lost to Frederick 3-0. Now, right now, Brooklyn is now 22-35. Mitch Voigt went 0 for 4. John Bay went 1 for 3. The Brooklyn Cyclones offense was silent today, failing to score a run on only 4 hits and 1 walk. John Bay continues to be their best hitter, and he only has a 783 OPS. Mitch Voigt has been banged up, but better lately, though. Failed to get a hit today. On the mound, Jose Chirinos, who recently got promoted from St. Lucie, went 6 innings, gave 4 hits, 3 earned runs, 3 walks, 10 strikeouts for the loss. A bad performance. Dennis Correa went an inning and struck out 2. Ryan Dollar pitched an inning, gave a hit, struck out 2. Haas Brewer pitched an inning and struck out 2. Despite being the losing pitcher on the record, Jose Chirinos had a strong start, striking out 10 across 6 innings. He ran an incredible 52.3 whiff rate, and despite 3 walks overall, attacked the zone. For the most part, he has been a command over stuffed pitcher, but today he ran up to strikeouts. Bullpen was nearly flawless, striking out 6, walking no one and only giving up 1 hit. And now, single A. St. Lucie Mets defeated the Palm Beach Cardinals 7-0. Elian Pena went 0 for 3, with 3 runs scored, a walk, and a stolen base. Antonio Jimenez, just gotten demoted from Brooklyn, went 1 for 4 with a home run, 2 runs scored, an RBI, a walk. Jeremy Rodriguez went 0 for 4. Trey Schneider went 1 for 4 with a triple. The one offense that showed up today in the true force was the St. Lucie offense, scoring 7 runs across 7 hits and 3 walks. Elian Pena has struggled for the past 5 weeks and seemed, even though he went hitless today, was still productive. Now, the Mets there are 26-32, so 6 games under 500. Antonio Jimenez has looked incredible since he was sent down to single A, but Jeremy Rodriguez has continued to struggle heavily. He's not a prospect anymore, I wouldn't think. Trey Schneider, now back from an injury, has started off hot, hitting a triple today. That 102.4 miles per hour hit was his hardest of the season so far. Schneider joined the organization as 2024 as a 5th-round pick and signed for almost triple his slot value. Well, he's got a lot of catching up to do. On the mound, Cam Tilley pitched 6 1/3 innings. No hits, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts for the win. In relief, I'll get it right. Elvis Maharis pitched 2 2/3 innings, no hits, 1 walk, and 3 strikeouts. Cam Tilley had a rough first 2 months of the season, but this was his 2nd scoreless outing in a row, bringing his season ERA from 6.44 to 4.91. Tilley threw 6 1/3 hitless innings across 80 pitches with a 26.5 whiff rate and 29.8% chase rate. He only averaged 91.5 miles per hour, and his fastball topped out at 93.4 miles per hour. On the season, his fastest pitch has been 95.1, down from 97 in 2025. If he wants to take the next step forward and hit the value he was projected as before the season, he will need to see that velocity start to tick up. His slider is probably his best pitch, coming in with over 2,800 RPM of spin and over 15 inches of horizontal break. Elvis Maharis is another right-handed pitcher, but he throws from a slow slot and generates significantly more whiff. Today, sitting at 47.1%. His arm slot is deceptive, and he runs plus spin rates across his pitches. His fastball and sinker sat at 94.8 miles per hour today, but his high spin cutter slider combo is where his value really sits. The Florida Complex League Mets got crushed by the Florida Complex League Nationals 17-1. Great. Now, it doesn't matter what these results, it's just emphasis, joking around. It's all important is the individuality of the players. Vladdy Gomez went 0 for 3. Diver Deaza went 1 for 3. Prospect catcher Giovanni Rodriguez went 1 for 2. Roybert Herrera went 1 for 3. The Mets offense overall struggled while their pitching also faltered. You think so? I mean, really. Giovanni Rodriguez does continue to impress and could force his way up quickly. Right-handed pitcher Ethan Lattier pitched in an inning, gave up a hit, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts. Julio Gonzalez pitched 2 innings, gave up 2 hits, 4 earned runs, 3 walks, and 3 strikeouts. Wilmer Lugo pitched nothing, gave up nothing, gave up a hit, 6 earned runs, 3 walks. He was terrible. John Valley, not much better, pitched 2/3 of an inning, gave up 3 hits, 5 runs, 4 earned, 3 walks, and a strikeout. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 15 walks in this game. I'm not going to talk about the rest of these guys. It's embarrassing. The DSL Mets, orange, got crushed. See that? Orange crush. The Angels defeated the Mets 15-6. Iverson Blanco went 3 for 5. Joniel Cuello went 2 for 5 with a home run. The DSL Mets Orange offense performed well, but it was not enough to make up for the pitching, which is, well, talk about understating. I'm not even going to go to the pitching here. These guys should all be embarrassed. 15-6. So in the two places in the FCL, 15-6, you're talking about 32-7. And this is not the Dominican Summer League yet. Well, this is the Dominican Summer League, am I right? The DSL Mets Orange. So you got the Florida Complex League Club, they got crushed. And the DSL Mets Club got crushed. 32-7. Wow. Terrible. And the Orange are 4-3. And the FCL Mets are 11-14. Wow. Well, that's just unbelievable. Unbelievable. All right, now here's the weekly report. Binghamton, Brooklyn break out with series wins. Now, the teams have played a little bit better. The Rome Ponies and Cyclones, the Mets' two worst minor league affiliates so far this season, experienced massive successes this past week with two huge series wins. Both teams received standout performances from both pitchers and position players. Okay? Now, that's the one thing that I've noticed about the Mets farm system this year is how poorly they've played across the board. And last year was the opposite. They played great. Multiple championships through the whole system. But then when you start moving players around, players get promoted, and we've not gotten in the new influx of talent just yet, other than from the young guys they signed in internationally. AAA Syracuse, the Mets split their 6-game series with the Scranton-Wilkes-Barre Rail Riders and the affiliate of the Yankees. The Mets look like the better team despite the split, outscoring the Rail Riders 33-23 in the series. The Mets are now 33-30 and in 5th place in the International League East Division. That's going into Tuesday's action. Matt Ruddick led the team with 8 hits in the series, doing so in 18 at-bats. Ruddick homered, walked 6 times, and stole 2 bases. We're just going to skip to the prospects. He's kind of a prospect. Francisco Alvarez played in 4 rehab games. We know he's back with the Mets. We can skip that. Kodai Senga was scratched. But he did not pitch well in the 2 innings there in Syracuse. He had a 5.19 ERA in Syracuse. Zach Thornton looked really good in 2 appearances. 1 start for the Mets, allowing the Syracuse Mets, allowing 2 runs in 9 innings. Thornton allowed 6 hits and 6 walks. That's not good. While striking out 9. He now owns a 3.91 ERA in 5 games with Syracuse. Jack Weisenberger provided still a bulk outing out of the bullpen, tossing 5 1/3 scoreless innings. He allowed 3 hits and a walk while striking out 4. Weisenberger has mostly struggled in 6 games with Syracuse as he now owns a 5.40 ERA. Binghamton. The Binghamton Rome Ponies dominate the Reading Fighting Phils by winning 5 of 6 games in their series. Binghamton dropped the first game before rattling off 5 straight wins. Still, the Rome Ponies are 22-34 and in last place in the Eastern League Northeast Division. All right. Nick LaRusso powered the offense, going 7 for 21 with a double, a home run, and 2 walks. He also scored 5 runs, the second highest total on the team for the series. LaRusso now has a 712 OPS. He played for the Ducks recently in Long Island. JT Schwartz also had a breakout week, going 5 for 18 with a double and a home run. He led the team with 7 RBIs and also drew 2 walks. He now owns a 697 OPS. Jonathan Santucci dominated his start, allowing just 1 run in 6 2/3 innings. Santucci allowed 3 hits and 2 walks with 5 strikeouts on his ERA to 3.93 in 11 starts. He's the Mets' best lefty in their organization, so he's a player of note. And guys being promoted and guys being getting to the majors, he's another guy that'll probably get promoted to AAA very soon. Bryce Conley also shoved. Allowed 2 runs in 7 innings. Conley allowed just 3 hits and 3 walks, striking out 5. He has a 4.73 ERA in 7 games with Binghamton. The High A Brooklyn Cyclones also won 5 of 6 games in dominant fashion, outperforming the Jersey Shore Blue Claws. Brooklyn won 4 straight games to conclude the series and outscored Jersey Shore 34-18 in the series. The Cyclones are now 22-34 going into Tuesday, and tied for last place in the South Atlantic League North Division. So they're getting themselves out of the hole they put themselves in. Corey Collins demonstrated his power in the series, going 4 for 17 for double and 2 home runs. He also led the team with 8 RBIs, 4 more than any other player. Collins has been heating up lately, and despite a 187 batting average, he owns a 767 OPS. Mitch Voice is also heating up as he went 6 for 21 with a double and a home run. He also recorded 2 walks, no strikeouts, and 4 walks. Voit has his OPS up to 723. He's a prospect. Mets drafted him last year. And he's been playing shortstop a little bit, but he's probably going to be a second baseman. It's taken him a while. His development's going to be a while. For whatever reason. Former number 1 pick, Colin Houck, went 5 for 19 in the series, recording a double and a home run with 2 walks. Houck has struggled again this year, however, as he owns just a 584 OPS. Bust. This is one of these guys that is a shortstop that they drafted out of Georgia, of all places, and he's just been a complete total bust. Really. Frank Camarillo pitched 6 shutout innings in his start, allowing just 5 hits and a walk and 3 strikeouts. Camarillo now owns a 3.57 ERA and 3 starts with Brooklyn. Making his high A debut, Jose Chirinos allowed 1 run in 5 innings. He allowed 3 hits and 3 walks while striking out 4. And obviously, in the video, he pitched really well on Tuesday. Chirinos now has a 2.30 ERA in 10 games, 9 of which were in low A. St. Lucie Mets struggled against the Clearwater Treasures, losing 5 of 6 games in their series, although they pitched a no-hitter on Tuesday. St. Lucie lost the first 4 games before picking up a win and then losing the series finale. Elian Pena led the struggling offense to plate despite having an unremarkable week himself. He went 5 for 20 with 2 doubles. Yahiro Saves also did some damage, going 4 for 18 with 4 doubles. His OPS in 16 games is 864. St. Lucie's struggles were not due to the pitching staff, as they received a trio of scoreless starts. Cam Tilley allowed no runs in 5 innings. This is before the no-hitter, so he's pitched 11 2/3 innings scoreless, or 11 1/3 innings, giving him 4 hits while striking out 5. Tilley owns a 4. We'll skip that part. So I talked about his ERA. Emilio Pepiscopo also gave up no earned runs over 4 innings, though 3 unearned runs did score. He allowed just 2 hits and a walk while striking out 5. Joel Lauer also tossed 4 scoreless innings, allowing just a hit and 3 walks while striking out 4. He owns a 6.75 ERA in 10 games. The FCL Mets went 3-2 this past week to improve to 12-12 in the year. They're currently in second place in the Florida Complex League East Division. Roybert Herrera had a standout week at the plate, going 5 for 19 with 2 doubles, a homer, and 3 walks. Herrera has just 16 at-bats early in the season with 1359 OPS. You think he's done well? The DSL Mets went 2-3 this past week. Jonathan Sanchez had an excellent week at the plate for DSL Mets Blue, going 6 for 15 with a double and a home run and 6 RBIs. His OPS is 1111. Sebastian Gomez tossed 3 1/3 innings with 1 walk allowed and 3 strikeouts. This was Gomez's first out in the season. Clean Ramirez shown at the plate for the DSL Mets Orange, going 6 for 19 with a double, 2 homers, and 2 walks on 2 stolen bases. He's the Mets' second best international signing this year. On the mound, Randy Guzman tossed 4 scoreless innings with 3 hits allowed, 1 walk allowed, and 2 strikeouts. This was Guzman's first outing of the season. So, Players of the Week, we'll skip that. It doesn't matter. What matters is these guys just get their time in, do well. The teams win, they win. If they don't, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But, of course, you let me know what you think about this video. Of course, this is going on Facebook. I need you to hit the follow button, like button, whatever you want to call it. And, of course, if you're a regular viewer and you like what I'm doing, become a subscriber. It's a great way to support what I'm doing online and on Facebook in particular. So thank you for watching. I'll see you later.